Hello, welcome to Vidhyalayam School Management Software. Today we will take you through a demo of Vidhyalayam. As mentioned, Vidhyalayam is a school enterprise resource planning software that encompasses all functionalities within a school. So now without any further delay, let's log into the system and take a look at the functionality at a high level. So when we click on the login button, it takes us to a screen where we can enter username, password. I'm going to log in as an administrator. This should give us functionality basically to view everything within the software. As you see, there is a menu laid out on the top of the screen here: student, staff, library, payments, and so on. Now let's quickly go through each of these modules and get an idea of what they perform within the software. So when I click on the student tab here, it takes us into the student module. It displays all the students in the school here. Currently there are 54 students. It's a test system and it displays all the students here. And also from here you can get a very high level view of all the students in the school with their information. And also you can sort the information by class and also a section. Within the student module, as you see, you can create a new student. You can edit a student information. You can also edit information of student like marks and attendance. There is ability to manage the entire fee payment structure of the student. And if the school has any transportation system, you can add bus and bus related transactions for the student here. If the school has hostel facility, so the details of the students' room allotment and hostel attendance can also be managed from here. As you see, you can create a study certificate and a progress card for a student. Also, the other interesting aspect of student module is capturing the health information of the student, where you can enter the health condition of the student at the time of admission and also subsequent health checkups that happen in the school. And there are very good reports available for the student, like the self details of the student and the marks information or fee details, attendance, progress card, and study certificate. So now let's go into the staff module. Staff module is also a high level view here. As you enter into the first screen, it gives you the details of all the staff members with their personal information displayed here in form of a table. You can also go and create a new staff from this menu here. We will look into the details of adding the staff and student later in the demonstration here. So you can go back right now. You can fix the salary of the staff here. You can also track the attendance and any advances taken by the staff and also generate the pay slip from here. You can edit information like staff details, again all the basic information of the staff, and also fix the salary at the time of joining the school. Again, there are printouts available for the staff members here with their details and also any advances that the staff members have taken from the school. Now let's quickly go into the library module. It's a nice concise module here which encompasses all the functionalities that are required in a library. You can create a new book. You can see that you can add all the information for the book here, and then you can save it. Obviously we'll come back and look in more detail there. It can show you details about the transactions, issue details, and a book can be issued or returned to the library. And also you can delete a book if it doesn't exist in the library anymore. So let's go back and look into the payments module here. The payments module is basically a module which tracks all the expenses that are happening in a school. Right now I just have a couple of test expenses here, laundry bill and a phone bill, and then you can add the amounts and the person who paid the bill and the bill number or the receipt number and the organization name and all the details. And also the information regards to the school bank account can be entered here. So you can create a new account there are different banks that are displayed here. You can select the banks, and then you can enter the account number and the branch name and the account holder's name here for creating a bank account for the school. And then you can track all the deposits and withdrawals from the module here. So basically you can pick up the bank name, and then you can see the account details, account number, and then you can enter the deposit amount, and the same with withdrawal also. And also any transport related expenditure, if the bus system is available for the school, that can be tracked from here. And also I want to quickly pause for a second here and talk about a very interesting aspect. You might be wondering where all this information is coming from, like the bus information here, or the expenditure type here, or in other modules. Until now we have just covered library and staff. There are some information that is already entered into the system. For example, here if you look at book types, there are different types of books that are already entered here, right? So this information is called master data, and this information can be configured for each school as per their requirement, and that can be configured from a menu here called add menu. In fact, I'm just taking a step ahead and jumping into this because a lot of people might have questions with regards to where that master data is coming or pre-populated from. So this is where a school can create, like for example, if the school adds a new subject to their school system, they can add that here. Similarly, there are many other things like examination types, and here we go, the bus, new bus information, staff to the bus, bus stages, book types, as we have seen in the library. Like let's say there is a new type of book that is available for, let's say, astronomy or chemistry, organic chemistry, or whatever, right? That information can be added. So add module is basically your core module that you are going to use at the time of installing the software and configuring the system according to the specifications of the school. So now let's go back to, so we finished the payments module. Now let's look at the hostel module here, and again it's a very simple module where you can track some information about the menu schedule of the hostel. You can select the week and then the type of menu, and then you will obviously see different types of data that was already entered here, or you can edit that information and save that. Also mess timings can be entered from here for each of the days, and then obviously this hostel management would like to print this information and display it in their notice board, or in the hostel or in the school. Also mess expenditure can be tracked from here. Different types of expenses by selecting a date can be tracked for the amount that was spent by the mess. MDM module here is not a very important module for the private school. This was developed specifically for government schools. It's called a midday meal program that government sponsor in the schools, basically to help the students who are in need for their lunch program. I'm not going to go into detail into this program. Now let's skip into the timetable module, which is a very critical module for every school, because that's where all the planning happens with regards to staff assignments to different subjects and different periods for different classes and different sections. So as you see, you can manage the entire timetable here. Right now I haven't really entered all the information, but you can sort this information by class. For example, you see first class, we have entered information for Tuesday, Thursday and Wednesday, and then there are different periods that you can allocate staff and subjects. So first period to, there are about 10 periods that are available. So again, this can be configured from here. So you can select a class, and then you can select a day, and then you can select a period, and then you can select a subject, and then assign a teacher to that subject, and then that information gets added here. So it's a very sleek module where you can manage the entire timetable for the school in one screen here, and then you can view everything at a snapshot right here in the screen. And obviously you can print all this information from the printouts module, which we'll be looking at in a minute here. So after the timetable module is a login module. This is where basically you're managing all the users of your system. You can add users. For example, there is a new staff member or a new clerk or office administrator that is recently joined the school, so you would like to add that person or give access to that person for the Yota Vidhyalayam software, then you can come and assign a role. So these are different types of roles. So if it's an administrator, obviously you can see the entire functionality. If it's a librarian, you can see only the library module. If it's a teacher, then you can see the staff related information, so on and so forth. And here, this is where you set the password and then give that information to that person, and they can start using the system accordingly. Also, the other interesting feature in the login module is where you can track all the user logins according to the date and time here. So you can see when a person logged into the system, so that security is not breached. And as mentioned, add module is a central module at the time right after installing the software. This is where you can configure pretty much everything and anything that is related to your specific school. I have given a couple of examples just a minute back. Subject and exam type, and a new bus can be added here. As you see, you can enter the bus name, and then you can enter, let's say there is a new stage for a bus. You can obviously come back here and then pick the bus, and then you can enter that information. If you look at here, there is also fee information associated with the bus for different terms that can be added here. So when you assign this bus to a student, obviously the information related to the fee will also be attached to the student, and they need to pay that fee, and then that information can be tracked in the system here. And similarly, we have seen a book type added to the library. Schedules can be created, master schedules for examination, exam timetable, master holiday list can be created here, and this can be printed out and sent out to the staff or to the parents. So that can be created if there is a new holiday declared, or if there is a new event that is coming up in the school, that information can be added here and then sent out to staff or parents or to the students. Similarly, there are other things like setting the passwords for some special functions in the software here, like for fixing the fee. Obviously you don't want everyone to access this, and so there is a password with which only a few people, let's say in the school management, can access this information. So that password can be set here, and only they can fix the fee for staff, as we have seen just a few minutes back, like fixing the salary. So this is where you would be prompted to enter the password. And the same with the concession fee. Let's say if you decide to give concession for some of the students on whatever basis, you will need a password for that, because not everyone can give concessions to the students. And again, fee master is a very critical module, because this is where you're going to define fee names and then fee types. You can create a new fee type here, or a new fee. For example, you have built a swimming pool in your school, and then you want to charge your students a certain amount of fee. So this is where you can come and create a fee type, and then you can assign that fee to different classes accordingly, and then you will need a password for doing that. So like you see here, you can pick up a class and then select a fee name. Obviously there were different types of fees that were already entered. We can pick up yoga training, and then you can enter the amount of fee, and then you can say it's a monthly fee or a term fee or yearly fee, so on and so forth, and that information gets updated into this master data module here. And when you create a new student, automatically, let's say you created a new student for the first class, all the fees that are related to first class, for example here if you see building fee, computer fee, there is yoga training fee, uniform fee, book fee, so all this information automatically gets assigned to the new student. So you don't need to go and do for individual student over and over again, but it automatically gets assigned to a student. So that's again a very nice sleek functionality here in the master data module. Again, if you have a hostel, you can create a hostel block name and different types of expenses. If you remember, we were trying to add expenses, and there was like a laundry bill, electricity bill, and obviously you want to add more information, more expenses for a school that you might be interested in. So you go ahead and add that. See, there is expense type already exists, which is excellent, right? So there is already a phone bill available, so you can create a new type of bill that you would like to, and then add it here. So now let's go back quickly. And then the next two modules here are reporting modules. Online reports is basically all the reports that are available for display and analysis on the system. There is no printout functionality here. Right now you can come and analyze, let's say we are interested in student marks and we want to see the performance of different students in a class. So you come here and then say select by class, and then you can select by exam, and then you get a snapshot of all the students and their performance in that examination. So you can do all kinds of analysis with different types of online reports here. As I shown you just the student marks module, and there is attendance. You can quickly see all the students information with regards to attendance by month. So you can say you want to see all the attendance for LKG. You can come here and then you can obviously pick up a month here, and then that will display the information accordingly. So for February we have entered some test data here, so you're able to view that data here for February. And obviously when you have more data for different months, you can specifically go into that month and view the information accordingly. And similarly, there are other reports, staff attendance, advances, hostel students, hostel attendance, menu schedule, menu timings, mess expenditure. For example, when you click on mess expenditure, it will sort the information according to the month. So all the information that we have entered in the expenditure module can be viewed here in form of a report, and you can sort the information by date, by expense type, by amount, expense month, so on and so forth. And there are reports available for all the fee payments. So if you want to take a look at all the types of if the students are paying the fee on time, you can come and sort that information by class. And then you have if you want to look at a specific student ID, you can just type that in, and then that will display information about the student and then all the fee that is associated with that student and when that was paid, and then if there is any receipt number, it will display that. So online reports is an excellent way to analyze and view all the information in your system at one shot. You can sit here, you can go into online reports, and you can get a 360-degree view of everything that is happening in your school just within a click of a mouse. So you can see all the bank deposits and withdrawals. You can view the timetable that was created in the timetable module, and you can in fact sort it by class, and then you can get a very good view of what is happening with regards to timetable. Again, the next module is a printouts module. As the name suggests, these are the reports that can be printed out for any purpose, either for sending to the students or parents or to the staff. Like you can see student marks, it generates a report for all the students, and then that information can be again sorted by class here. And then these reports have excellent functionality in terms of ability to export into a PDF or an Excel format. So right here now we have displayed information for all the classes. Now I'm going to sort it only for LKG, and then let's say you can sort by unit, first unit here. Obviously you can sort by different examinations here. So it's a very sleek reporting system. You can get everything in a snapshot here, and you can export it right here into a PDF format or Excel format or a Word document, whichever way you would like information to be presented, and you can do that from here. And when we go back, there are printouts for staff. Let's say you want to look at all the advances that were given to the staff. There you go, you get a wonderful view of all the staff information and the amount that was given as an advance. And then again, you can sort this information by month and day here, so you can use the calendar control to go back and see. For example, for January, there was only one record. There is nothing in February. So basically you can sort this whole report by the month and date. And then again, there is printouts for daily expenses, transportation, hostel details, printouts of a timetable. This is something that I really like. You can get the entire school timetable here, and then you can sort that information by class, and there you go, it displays. And then you can send this timetable to staff or to your parents, and then you can export this into a PDF, and then you can email that information to whoever is interested in that information. And then schedules can be again printed out. Examination timetable that was created in the master data module, now come here, and then you can see examination timetable for LKG, and then this is an annual examination, and it shows all the subjects, times, and the data and the date. And again, this information can be emailed in a PDF format or an Excel format, whichever way you would like to present that information. Same with the bank deposits. You can get a printout of all the deposit that went into your bank account. You can analyze the information according to the year and the month here. So obviously it can filter out whichever way you would like to view the information. So printouts is a very nice way to print out the information and send it to whoever is interested in that information. Let it be school management, let it be human resources department, or parents, or to the staff, or whoever is interested in viewing nice reports. You have all of them available, and the beauty is you can get them in any format you would like. And the next module is messaging module. It's a very simple module. Basically, you have an inbox. Basically, because I logged in as an administrator, it should display if there are any messages for administrator, and then you can view the details of the messages, and then you can also compose messages from here to whomever you would like. For example, if I would like to send a note to a math teacher here, I can select that, and then I can type in that information here, and then I can type in the message here and then send, and it will automatically send that information to this teacher's account. And when the staff member logs into the system, he will be able to come back into the inbox here and then view that information. And obviously the last one is the logout, where you can elegantly log out of the system. Now let's quickly go into the student module. Student module has its own menu with details like adding a new student, editing the student information once it is added, like marks and attendance, information about fee payment for the students, bus allocation if there is a transportation system available for the school, and also there is a LEP program which is specific for government schools. It's called a Learners Enhancements Program. You can generate a study certificate, a progress card for the student here. And also when the student is admitted first time, the health condition can be entered here, and the subsequent health checkups that are conducted by school can also be entered in the system here. And as which is a standard for Yotta Vidhyalayam, there are printouts available for every module in form of very nice reports for details of the student, marks, fee details, attendance, progress cards, and study certificates. These all can be printed out directly into a printer, or you can export them to a PDF or an Excel format. Now let's quickly take a look at adding a new student here. We're not going to go into very much detail here, but just give you a quick overview of information. So I'm going to add an application number. So there is an admission number. We're going to give a student ID here. Let's give a name, select a class here. I'm going to click LKG section, can assign a roll number, and then I'm going to pick a quick sample picture here. It's a dummy picture that we use for demos. And then the most important is the amount of information that you can capture for each student is displayed in form of tabs here. So personal information can be quickly selected here, including all kinds of information like your mother tongue, date of birth, identification marks. Just going to quickly type some sample information here, and then the family details can be added here. Father's educational qualifications can be added, his occupation can be added, any email ID can be added here, mother's details can be added, and then admission details, like if the student was coming from a different school, that information can be added here. Address details can be added. I'm just gonna add this information for now. and then click save. So that information is now added into the system, and as you come to the main screen of the student module, you have all the information of students here displayed. Basically it's a test system. Obviously you have only 54 students, and the details of the student are displayed. Every single detail that we entered in the new student module are all available here to view in a quick snapshot. And we can quickly also sort this information by class. So LKG, and here we go, the student information that we just added is available here now, and you can sort this by section. So now it displays only students from that section. And once we add the student, we can go ahead and edit the details if you want. It'll take you back to the same module that we use for adding a new student, where you can now enter additional details and then update the information. And when we go back, we'll pick up the same student, and now we can either add marks for the student. So as you see, we can pick different exams here. This information, as mentioned earlier, is all populated in the master data module, the add module, all the types of exams that the school conducts that can be customized again for each school individually according to their needs. So maximum marks is usually 25. So we're just going to enter some dummy data here so that it can generate the total automatically, and then the grade is also generated automatically, and then you can save that information here. And then you can print that information in form of a report if you would like to. You can come here and then say print marks. This would generate marks for that student. So for the first unit test marks that we just entered, it gives all the details with the grade and also the phone number of the parent. This information is available right now here because we are planning to add SMS functionality to the system. So once the marks are entered into the system, it will automatically send out the marks to the parents of the student instantly. And now we can come back and pick up again that same student from the list here, and then the attendance can be entered for that student for each day. So the calendar control allows you to basically select the day which you want to use here, and then you can select that attendance type, whether it's present or absent, and that information is saved into the system automatically. And then again, that information can be printed out in form of a report, which we'll quickly see here. So prints attendance will display the attendance. Right now we just added for one day, so it's basically showing attendance for this student that we just added and the status of the attendance. And this information again can be sorted out by month. Obviously there is no information that we added for other months, but if we do add, it will filter the information according to the month. And this control is very convenient because you can sort information by month and then view at the results of attendance for each student. And again, that attendance information can be sent out to the parents in form of an email or SMS, which we are currently adding into the system and will be available very shortly. And the most important module here is add the fee to the student. So basically, as we know that each student gets to pay the fee for the school, and that fee is decided by the school, and this information is already added from the master data module, from the add menu in the system that we have seen earlier. So these fees are decided specifically by school according to their requirements and their rules and regulations, and then we can add that information here and assign that fee for the student. And when we go back and want to pay that fee, you can view the information and then fee pay, and basically for each class there are different types of fee that are already added, and then we can select the amount here, and let's say we want to pay 20,000 right now and the remaining balance is 1,000, and then you can also generate a receipt from here, and this is saved, and it automatically generates a receipt for the amount that was just paid, showing the balance available. So it's a very closed loop system where everything can be tracked according to the needs of the person using the system. And if there is any concession, that can also be given here according to the needs of the students. And then the bus information can be added as mentioned earlier, all the buses are already added into the system through master data module through the add menu. So we can pick up the bus and also the stage information, and it displays all the fees that are associated with that bus, and that information can be saved again into the system. And then as mentioned, obviously you can generate a study certificate or a progress card. We're going to quickly look at a progress card here. So we entered information for the first unit test, so that information is available here. When you click on generate button here, it displays a very nice report for all the exams. Right now there is information only for first unit test. It's a very nicely printable progress report. As you can see, it can also show you information about average percentage in the class, number of days absent, number of working days, number of pupils in the class. All this information is automatically populated along with the marks and the grades, and then this can be printed out and then signed by the principal and the teacher, and then sent it to the parents of the student. And also when we come back to the student module here, there is information that can be added for health condition. At the time of admission, the health condition of the student can be added here. I'm just going to put some test data here, and that information is saved, which again can be printed in form of a report at a later time. And the subsequent health checkups can also be added. So the health condition information that was added at the time of admission is available here, and then subsequent checkups can be added here according to the date of the checkup. I'm just gonna give some test data here. I'm just gonna save that, and we are also planning to add SMS functionality to this here. Basically, let's say if there is an issue with the student suddenly in the school, an SMS can be instantly generated from the system when that information is updated here, and then the parents can receive that information right away, and they can attend the student according to their time schedule. And as mentioned, there are printouts available, which we have already seen a few of them. In fact, we can take a quick look at the self details of the student for which we just entered into the system. So if we click on self details, it will generate the report for that student with all the basic information that we have entered. And then there are other reports that can be also generated according to the needs, like marks, attendance, progress card, and study certificate. Now let's look into more details of the staff module. When you click on the staff button here, there is a menu for adding a new staff, for editing a staff member, and also for performing different transactions like calculating the attendance for the staff, fixing the salary, also if there is any advance that was taken by the salary, and also generating a salary receipt at the end of the month. Now let's quickly create a new staff member by clicking on the new staff button here. Going to give a staff ID number there. I'm going to quickly type in a name. I'm going to say math teacher. I'm going to give a quick sample picture here that we in fact used in the student module just for the demo purpose. And as you see, there are different tabs very similar to the student module. Basically, personal tab, family tab, education, address, emergency. I'm just going to pick some random information here. And then I'm going to go to education tab. So this is where you can enter all the details of education for the staff that you're hiring, the number of years of experience. I'm just going to enter previous school information, date of admission, and then now you save it. It saves the teacher's details into the system. And you can go and search here. As you see, the information that we just entered is presented here, and you can find out all the details right here in this table here. If you want to edit the information of the staff, you can select the record here and then quickly select edit staff. You can come back here and add any further details that you would like to add. And also the staff has different functionalities here. Like you can take the attendance for the staff, you can fix the salary for the staff. In fact, for the new staff member that we just added, I'm gonna do a fixed salary. We can assign a certain amount of salary, and also there are different allowances that can be added here. I'm just gonna enter an allowance of 1000 rupees here, and then fixed salary. Now the salary is fixed for that staff member. And also you can generate any information about the advances that were given to the staff from here, right here. You can also generate a salary receipt at the end of the month. So right here there is no advance that was given, so the net salary is 16,000. So when you click paid, you will see that information for that staff is generated here, and also the salary slip is generated, which can be printed out and given to the staff member. As mentioned, there are also prints that can be generated from here. If you want to provide the details of the staff member, you can click on the print button, and obviously it will generate the report here. And as we have seen in the past, you can export it into different formats like PDF, Word, or Excel, or whichever format you would like to. Now let's quickly look at the library module. When we click on the library module, you can see all the books that are present in the library with the details like book number, title, author, edition, and then what class the book is assigned for, and the book type. We can create a new book from here. We can enter a book number. We can just say astronomy basics, for example. And then we can type in the details, further information here. I'm going to say second edition, can assign this for 10th class, and the book type can be science here, and then you save the information. New book is successfully added. So now if you come back here, you can see the information we just added here. Now we are going to assign this book to a student or issue the book. So when you enter the student ID here, it automatically pulls up the name and the class of the student, and the book is taken on this day, and the due date can be fixed here, and then the information is saved. Now when you go back to the book and look at the transactions or issue details here, the information is already available there. This book can now be returned. As you see, you cannot issue this book again until it is returned. So when you return the book, so this is the details that were entered at the time of issuing the book, and now we can pick another date. Total days is 2, and there is no fine amount, and then you save the information. Book details are successfully saved, and now when you come back here, the book is now available for issuing further, and also the transactions for that book can be viewed here. Right now there is only one transaction, so we see only one transaction here. Let's now look into the payments module. As you can see, we can create different daily expenses that occur in the school. We can enter a quick information for the phone bill here. Can enter the bill information, organization name, click on paid button here. Daily expense details are successfully added. Now we can look into other modules in the payments. Basically you can create a new bank account for the school. If you click on that, you will be able to see that there are different banks available, and then you can create an account holder's name and the branch name and the number that will be saved into the system. In fact, we already have entered some details here. So now we pick a bank name. There are 2 accounts available, and as you see there are details of that account, and then you can deposit amount in here, and then the deposited amount is successfully added to the system. And the same way you can create information for any withdrawals that happen in the bank account. So we can add that information here, and that information is added into the system. And as mentioned, there are different reports available for all these transactions, which we'll be checking out later, to display all the withdrawals and deposits that happen in the system. Similarly, transportation expenditures can be added. You can pick up a bus number or a bus name here, and then you can pick up what kind of expenditure is that and the amount of expenditure, and you can say regular service, some remarks here, and then save, and that information gets saved. So that completes our payments module. Now let's take a look into the hostel module. If a school has hostel attached to it, you can create different schedules for the menu here. You can pick a day, and then automatically it shows up the items that were assigned for the day for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and you can even in fact update this information accordingly. And also the mess timings can be created here for each of the day, and then that information can also be saved and then retrieved in form of a report, which we'll be looking at a later time. And any expenditures that are attached with the hostel can also be entered here. Let's say there were expenditures for groceries. You can enter that information here and save that information. And all this information can be printed out in form of reports from the printouts module. Now let's take a look at the timetable module. This is probably one of the most important modules the principal and staff would be using. Here you can create a timetable for entire school. As you can see, there is already some information entered here. You can sort by class, you can sort by the day, and you can sort by different periods here. There are about 10 periods available for the school. So we'll quickly test a quick class here. So let's pick up first class. As you see, first class for Tuesday, first period is empty right now. So let's pick Tuesday here, first period, and let's pick up a subject, GK maybe, and then pick up a teacher, and it instantly creates that information. In fact, if you sort this, as you see, first period, GK, and the teacher's name is assigned to the period there. So similarly, you can create the entire timetable for the school here, and it can be viewed here, and also you can print this out in form of a report from the printout section. Let's now take a look at the login module here. Login module, as mentioned, is useful for adding new users who can access the system here based on the roles. So let's pick up add user here. In fact, we can pick up the teacher that we added. So in fact, we can pick up the user type. We can assign a password. Just gonna pick up a random teacher here. If it's already there, it will tell us. There we go. So we were able to assign a user login for a teacher, Sunil, and then when we log in, we can use this password to enter the system. And similarly, the password can be changed for the users. So we added a teacher, so we can come back and pick that to teacher, and we can enter the old password and then change that to a new password here, and password is updated. And also there is another very good feature in the login module here called login details. It displays all the information about all the logins that happen in the system. It gives you the user type, user name, and what day the transaction or the user logged into the system, which helps to ensure the security of system is not breached. In fact, now we can quickly test and see if the user that we just created can log into the system. We also happen to change the password, so I'm using the latest password. There we go. As you see, the staff member, once he logs in, can only view the reports that are related to students, staff, and the hostel. And obviously you can change the password, and then you can also send the messages to the staff or to the principal. And all the other modules are not accessible by this staff member based on the security privileges that were given. In fact, I also see that the timetable module is accessible by the staff member. So that is the beauty of the login module. Basically, you can create different user types, different roles, and assign those roles to the users and restrict their access to a particular user role, which helps in maintaining the security of the system. Now let's quickly log out and log back in as administrator. We should be able to now see all the modules. There we go. As you see that all the modules are now available for the administrator. Now let's dive in a little bit deeper into the add module, which is the most critical module when the system is installed. This is where all the master data is configured or entered into the system according to the specifications given by the school. So new subjects can be added, new exam types can be created, new buses can be added to the transportation system of the school here. New stages for the buses can be added, and also the timings can be added here. New book types can be added for the library. Schedules for examination, exam timetable, and holiday lists for the school can be created here. The passwords can be set for some of the important functions like fixing the student fee and any concessions that need to be given out to the students. Fee master module, very critical module. This is where you actually define different fees that are required by the school and different types of the fee, and assign those fees to different classes, because each class may have different types of fee, and you can customize all that information from this add module here. And then hostel block name, if there is a hostel attached to the school, if there are multiple blocks for that hostel, that can also be configured from here. And different expense types that are associated with the school can be entered as a master data here, and these expense types can be used by other modules like payments, hostel, or bus or transportation service can be used. So if we go quickly, I'm going to just quickly give a quick view here. We can enter a new subject here. I'm going to say, let's say we want to start teaching French in the school, so you can add that information, and that information is saved. If you go back here, in fact, when you go back to the timetable module, now you can actually see that that subject will be available. Let's say we want to start using French from 8th class onwards, so we can say 8th class Mondays, let's say 4th period, you want to allow French. There we go. So now you can see that subject that is added is available in the timetable module. So that is the beauty of the add module. I'm going to give you another quick example. Let's say book type. Now we added a new subject called French. You want to start bringing some books on French into your library. So you create a book type called French and add that information here in the master data module. And now when you go to the library and you want to add a new book into your French section, naturally you can add that information here. I'm just going to give a quick title here. And then you can enter the author information, add edition, and then we want to assign that, let's say, to the 8th class, and then the book type, there we go, French. So that is saved now. So as you've seen, the beauty of the master data add module is that you can pretty much control the whole configuration of the system from here by adding different details that are very specific to each school and configured specifically for that school. Now we can quickly overview some of the reports, online reports, and also the printouts. Let's first take a look at the online reports. As mentioned, online reports are basically reports that are useful for analytical purpose, by principal or staff, for example. This report is a student marks report. As you see, you can sort this information by class and then the exam name, and then it will provide you details of all the students and their marks in a snapshot right in front here. So you can sort the entire information based on the class and the exam type. Similarly, there are other reports. We can go into students' attendance, for example. If a principal wants to see how the performance of attendance is in different classes, he can quickly get a view of different classes, and then he can sort and filter it by obviously any class he wants to view the information for. And then this information can also be sorted by month. Obviously we have only information for February, but by using this control you can scroll across and then the information, there you go, you can see now information for December here. And then as you basically enter more data, you will have ability to filter out more information according to the month you have selected. So similarly, there are other reports like staff report. This gives all the details of the staff, and then you can get the attendance of the staff here. If the principal wants to keep track of how the staff is doing in terms of attendance, you can sort it by staff ID. Obviously you can sort it by the month and view the information about the attendance of the staff. And also there are reports for hostel. If you remember, we had created some of the menu schedules, menu timings, menu expenditures, and in fact even students and their attendance for the hostel can be generated in form of a report. For example, a menu schedule is here, right here. You can select and sort it by different days. Obviously we entered only information for Monday, just for a couple of items here. Once you have more information here entered, you can sort all that information and view it in the snapshot view. In fact, information about library book transactions, again a great way to find out the details. If there are obviously more books, you can sort the information accordingly for all the transactions that happen for the library books. Fee payments, again a great way to track all the fee payments that were made by the students from the student module. So again you can sort that information by the class here. In fact, you can also filter out the information by student ID number, and it basically gives you information about all the fees that are associated with the student, and then what is the paid amount, and if there was any receipt number, and the paid date information. Similarly, we just checked fee. There are lots of other interesting, like fee balance can be checked here. Fee concessions that were given to any students can also be viewed here. Obviously there was nothing given in the past, so there's no information available right now. You can also see all the payments that were made to the bus. As mentioned, when you assign student to a bus, there are certain amounts of fees that has to be paid by the student. So for bus 1, these are the students that are using that bus, and these are the fees that they need to be paying, and then these are the paid dates and the paid receipt numbers. And then obviously you can even sort it by bus stage. So we go back here. Again, there are other reports. I'm not going into every single detail here, but like bus staff details, bus expenses. If you remember the buses and expenses that we entered just a few minutes back, should be available again here. And then the expense date is here, and then the amount of expenses also is here. And again, this can be sorted out by bus and bus type. And again, the timetable can be viewed here in a very nice view with all the periods, and then you can sort the information by the class and the day here. Once you have all the information filled out, you can see everything right in front with a very good view to analyze the timetable. So that completes our online reports. As I mentioned, there are lots of details and lots of reports within each of these modules. I haven't touched in detail, just gave you a quick overview of the functionality of these reports. Now let's move on to the printouts. Obviously the name suggests that these are the reports that can be printed out. Student marks can be printed out. To give you a quick overview, Here again, the marks information can be sorted out by class, by exam type. So the report is loading right now. So now you see all the details of students, their examinations and the marks that are associated. We can sort this information by class and then the unit test. And then there we go for LKG. For the first unit test, there are 2 reports that are available currently in the system, and that information is displayed. And as mentioned in the past, this can be printed out from here directly or exported into a PDF or Excel or a Word document format. Again, there are many reports here. I'm not going to go into detail. Like you see, student attendance, daily attendance report can be obtained from here. Monthly attendance can be obtained. Fee management reports, daily payments, fee due list, school-wise, class-wise, class and fee name-wise. I'm just going to quickly give you a view of class-wise fee due list. So if you sort this information by different class, you can see specifically for that class what are the fees involved, how many students, and then how much amount was due and what is the balance. And again, there are other reports for staff, staff advances that were given out by the management. So that information can be viewed here, all the advances that were given out to different people here. This is just test data here. You can sort this information by year, month. Right now it looks like we have data only for February 2013, but you can use this control to filter out information according to the month. So there you go, there is some information here for January. So the advance that was taken in January is here now. Similarly, there is a lot of reporting information for different modules. Let's see, if you want to take a look at the daily expenses, a report can be generated for all the expenses in that month. Again, you can sort this information by month. You can view information for all the expenses that happen in the transport or for the hostel. For example, here is all the hostel expenses. Again, this information can be sorted out based on the calendar control that you can use to filter out by month. Again, there is reports available. You can print out the timetable in a very nice format here. As you look at this, you can sort this by class, and there you go, it's sorted for LKG. Now system contains information only for 4 days. As you enter more details, you can see the entire timetable here. You can print this out, email this out to any of the staff members or to the students or to the parents. Also, there are reports available for different schedules that are created for the school, and also the bank deposits and withdrawals that happen. In fact, we can quickly take a look at the deposit. If you look at the details here, there is information that can be sorted out by month here again. If you go back here, that's for different months, and then come back into February or January, there is that information available right now. Now we'll quickly take a look into the message module here. Basically, this is an inbox for the person who logged in. So obviously, as an admin, there are no messages available right now, but if there are any messages available, that would be displayed here, and then the details of the message can be viewed here. And also, a message can be composed to a specific staff member within the school. So for example, if you want to send a message to a staff member here, you can type information here and then say quickly test this and see if it works. And then you can send that information, and the message will be sent to this person, and when this person actually logs into the system, he will be able to view that information in his inbox. So as we have just seen, Yota Vidhyalayam is a comprehensive enterprise resource planning software for entire management of school activities on a day-to-day basis. It encompasses every single aspect of the school, and also we are adding additional features that can enhance the functionality in a very big way. We are adding SMS and email functionality so that information about students' attendance and mark reports or any other emergency information like health conditions or health checkups can also be instantly sent out in form of an SMS to the parents' cell phone, and also the detailed reports can be sent out to parents in form of an email with regards to the performance or any other curriculum related activities can be sent out. So Yota Vidhyalayam is a closed loop system where all the information can be maintained, tracked, and also navigated and used according to the needs and necessities of all the players in the school. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will be coming up with more videos in detail which helps you understand all the modules very specifically. Thank you.